Hello, this is ShortMeTina from ShortMeTina.com, home to the #1 swing trading newsletter. Let's roll right into it. We are going to kick it off with a recap of the overall market via the S&P 500 and the small cap index, the Russell. So again, we're starting off with the SPY. Right now what you're looking at is a daily chart dating back to around 2017. A lot of bullish price action today with confirming volume. We closed at 266.82. Up about a little over 1.5%, or a little under 1.5% on the day. Today we went as high as 267. Again, bullish price action, but for me, we've gone up too far, or rather too fast, too far, or we've gone up too fast. I'm not sure how the expression goes, but you know what I'm saying. We've just gone up a little bit too fast, in my opinion, and I would like for it to pull back at least to that 260 base. So, granted, the markets are closed on Monday, but going into next week, Tuesday, and going forward, I'm looking for a swift pullback. I think we need it to confirm this sort of like uptrend. What else do we have? All right, IWM, the Russell, similar story, daily chart dating back to 2017, but just let's focus in on price action that occurred starting around mid-December. V-shaped rally, we closed at 147.50, up a little over 1% on the day, completely surpassed that 146 or 145 resistance level on volume. Again, with the SPY, we've gone up, in my opinion, too far, too fast. I believe that's how the expression goes. Too far, too fast. So I'm expecting a pullback, right? Pullbacks are healthy. Stocks don't just trend up in a straight line, so a pullback would be healthy for us. I'm awaiting that pullback. I think 146 would be a good level for it to base at. That represented support for about a year and some. What else do we have? PCG, we're up about 13.5% on the day. Similar with the overall market, everything was up, everything was moving. That's actually a good way to kick off this 3-day weekend. But with PCG, I'd be very cautious here, right? Again, the stock is down something like 70 to 75% in a matter of 4 to 5 trading days. I think you need to let the volatility subside. I think you need to let the stock stabilize for a little bit before thinking of initiating a position on either the long or the short side. That's my take on PCG. I'd monitor, but I'd stay away. What else do we have? ACB didn't get as much love in the stock market as the other stocks or majority of stocks today, but nonetheless, off a little. We're off a little today, just about 2%, but we've pulled back sitting here at 644. We've actually pulled back to its breakout base of around, let's say 625, 630. So I think it gets really interesting right here. Put ACB on your watch list. What else do we have? Ticker RAD, daily chart really briefly. Like I indicated in the last 2 or 3 videos this week, RAD looked actually primed and ripe to hit that dollar mark. I was saying that around here when the stock was trading at around 75 or 80 cents. Here we closed at 96 and we got as high as 99 cents. I'm going to consider that not necessarily a price point hit, but we did get to $1. Still monitor it, still watch it, because, you know, granted we're running up against resistance, it can roll over, but there's a possibility that it can actually break through and provide more gains. Again, put RAD on your watch list, setting up really bullishly in the shorter term. What else do we have? Ticker APRN, daily chart. So up about 9% on the day, consolidating for the past 4 days after this huge move on confirming volume. The fact that it's actually consolidating close to resistance of around 170 bodes well, in my opinion, for another upshoot to the upside. So put ticker APRN on your watch list. It looks like it wants to run. Again, monitor it. The longer it can trade sideways, the better I think it has a chance of actually penetrating or at least testing that resistance level of 170. You might have a runner on your hands. What else do we have? SGYP daily chart. Like I've said for the past few days, don't call me until this is trading above, let's say 35 cents. We closed at around 27 cents, off about 2% on the day. Again, based on this candlestick, this doji here, I'm expecting a reversal next week. And at that point, again, monitor it. It is setting up for a potentially good long trade if you trade penny stocks. I personally don't, not stocks that are trading for pennies, actual pennies. But again, SGYP, resistance seems to be real at around 35 cents. Stock needs to actually get over. Based on the candlestick chart, I'm expecting a little bit of a pullback going into next week. What else do we have? ticker CRON. Look at her go, right? So I've done several videos on CRON this week, and I said inverted head and shoulder looked like it was setting up for a very explosive move, and we had that move today, up about 9% on the day, closed at 1490, went as high as around 1519. Full disclosure, this was a pick, or it is a pick in the premium member community. We went long at around 5. Again, I'm really liking the setup. It has to sustain this move. If it can sustain this move, you're looking at a $20 price target. Put CRON on your watch list. For those folks in my community that has not gotten into this, I'm putting it on the watch list because it's setting up, in my opinion, for an explosive move. What else do we have? CRMD daily chart off about 10% if I'm correct on the day. Last 2 days there have been some selling, closed at 171. We ran into resistance of, let's say, 185, 180, pulled back. Don't count CRMD out of the picture as of yet. Again, running up against this short-term resistance here, or 3 months resistance of around let's say 180 to 185. If we can get above, you can potentially see $2.50 with this stock. So if you trade penny stocks, again, granted we're off about 10%, but it looks like it's setting up potentially for a good long, a good swing long. What else do we have? All right, ticker KTOV. Off about 7% on the day. Yesterday I said to stay away. Today I'm reinforcing the same thing, stay away. We're sitting here at 133. Clearly ran into resistance a few days ago of around, let's say $3, 290 to 3. Resistance seemed pretty tough. It's longer term resistance. It dates back to January of 2018. So that $3 area represent about 1 year's worth of resistance. It's going to be hard to penetrate. We tried, couldn't do it. Has sold off the past 3 days, sitting here at 133. I wouldn't touch this stock. Stay away. What else do we have? All right, ticker RWLK daily chart. I'll make this really quickly. We're off about 2% on the day, close at around 24 cents. So that says to me that let's say that 27 cents level does represent extreme resistance. Again, we sold off about 2%. With confirming volume. I actually had high hopes for RWLK. I had high hopes for this stock because, again, there's a gap to be filled at around 40 cents. Down, I wouldn't necessarily count it out, but I wouldn't even go long here. I'm expecting a pullback, again, based on the candle and based on the close. We closed at 24 cents. The low of the day was 23 cents. Says to me, going into next week, and again, we're closed. The stock market is closed on Monday. Going into next week, I'm expecting further downside. So we're going to cap it there. ShortMeTina from ShortMeTina.com. If you enjoyed any portion of this video, do 2 things for me. 1, head on over to my YouTube page at ShortMeTina. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications. I do videos every single day. This ensures that you do not miss any. Then head on over to ShortMeTina.com. Sign up. Become a member. Thank you for listening. And as always, thank you for the support.